What if you ran a business based on the time off that you desire and not on how hard or how much you work? And what if you were more efficient during the time you were there because you knew it was the results that mattered, not the hours you put in? What if you could take 1 to 2 business days off per week and still grow your business by 10 to 30% or more annually? Would you do it? Let's meet our guest, entrepreneur, author, and CEO of The Vacation Effect, Denise Gosnell. She is breaking the mold of grind, 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 and allowing entrepreneurs and business professionals to work less and enjoy life more. Denise uses these exact strategies to run 3 businesses in 3 different industries, working an average of 3 days a week and making over 7 figures annually. So let's welcome Denise.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, so you talk about, we've got the work, grind, grind, grind model in North America. Why is that harmful to business?
Yeah, the problem is that we've been conditioned in that North American business culture, actually brainwashed is a better word, to grind all the time, that you have to work harder to get to the next level, when the opposite is actually true. We instead should actually be rewarding people for results instead of time spent. Because look at all the technological advancements that we've had, in the last 30, 40 years, yet we're still measuring people based upon the hour and did they put in their hours or not, instead of did they get work done. If they could get the work done in half the time, entrepreneurs and their employees should be rewarded for that.
Right. I completely agree with everything that you talk about. And you're really passionate that people should spend more time with family and friends instead of working. But there's a story behind that.
Yeah, there is. That wasn't always the case for me. It kind of took a life-changing moment in order for me to realize what really matters. And that happened on June 20th, 2011, when there was a knock on my front door. And a fireman was standing there, and we didn't know we were on fire, but he told me that our house was on fire. But what was more shocking to me than that was the question that he asked. He asked me the most powerful question I've ever been asked in my life, and it was, what do you want us to retrieve in the next 5 minutes before your house is destroyed by fire and water? And Christina, what was the most powerful moment about that was that I realized I had been working 80 hours a week. I was the unhappy millionaire to pay for a bunch of stuff that didn't even matter. And what I had him retrieve were all sentimental things. So I decided that, in that moment that my life was going to change. I was going to figure out how to have both free time for what really matters in life and still be able to provide a good life for my family and not have to pick either or, one or the other like I always thought.
Oh, gosh, I love that. And I think everybody watching is having this aha moment right now because we've all been there. Now, I just read from Indeed that half of our workforce is burned out. They're done. Now, your system in the Vacation Effect can alleviate that. So tell us how it works.
Yeah, so the first core principle of the Vacation Effect is a principle that I call grow by subtraction. It's where you actually remove things from your to-do list. That's a great thing, right? So it's all about focusing on results versus time spent. And what you're doing there is you're actually looking at your to-do list for the things that are the levers, the needle movers, and you're eliminating or delegating all the rest of the stuff, all the wasted time that really isn't a priority anyway.
It makes so much sense. And then what do you do? So I've taken things off of my to-do list. Now what?
Well, the problem is a lot of people aren't able to do that without some external force to force them to focus on what matters most. And that's where a principle I call forced hyper-efficiency comes in. And it's actually the definition that I call forced hyper-efficiency is where you put conditions in place to force you to grow by subtraction automatically. And the greatest example I can give of that is when you're about to go on vacation. Like, have you ever noticed when you get ready to go on vacation, Christina, that you get like a month's worth of work done, like in the 2 days before you leave, right? Well, what's happening there is that you're forcing yourself to focus on what really matters, and then you're delegating or eliminating the rest of it because you just know you're not going to be available. That's the exact principle that I use to transform my own life and the lives of the clients that I work with. And one client, for example, his name is Todd. He's the CEO of a fulfillment company, and he used these principles to help himself, go from becoming a workaholic to having more time than he'd had in years, while his team stepped up and used their gifts. And I just checked in with him recently because it's been several years since we worked together, and he said, these principles are still working, and thank you so much for transforming my life.
And Denise, it's so simple. And I love when you say, because we can all relate to that, I'm going on vacation. Here you go, take care of this, take care of this. I'm going away for a week. Why not do it every day? So thank you for sharing your amazing system with us.
Thank you for having me.
To learn more, go to freedomscorequiz.com to take the 60-second Freedom Score quiz to learn the #1 mistake that you are making that is keeping you from having the freedom lifestyle you deserve.